feels like when the job you're looking for finds you. Employers search Monster every day looking for the right candidates. But you can't be found unless you post your resume. So post your resume today in just a few clicks and let employers find you.
Leola, what is the source of their delirium?
Well, the source of their delirium is that they found the perfect job. But the thing that it hides is how they felt about leaving the job that they're leaving. And they can't show that because, it would be everybody angry in or whatever, needing to find another job. So it's half the picture. And of course, that's what you'd expect from an ad that's trying to promote a job service. But it's also not people's experience. I think most of the people I know are angry a lot on their jobs. Maybe that's just where I work. But, I don't know. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that this really does hide the real conditions of people's emotional lives on the job, it seems to me. And that's what its purpose is.
What do you think?
I think Leola is completely right. Because, listen, I used to be a television comedy writer, and that job, you get paid a fortune to sit in a room with people and have fun. They bring you food, they bring you wine, and I hated it. There's nothing could be better, So not only does it does show half the picture, but also, like if you were an employer and you saw this, these people are living in a dreamland because they're going to get in trouble for all their hijinks at work.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know what to make. I mean, when I first saw it, our interns, our beloved interns, finally said, no, they're still on the old job. That's why they're goofing off on the job.
I thought that what they're doing
This
here...
is not them in their new job. This is them. I got the job.
Yeah. Up yours.
Did you think so?
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense because half of the jobs they were showing on the commercial, you don't even need a driver's license for, let alone a resume. You just need to hang out in the parking lot at Home Depot, and they're going to come by and pick you up. So, I was mystified by the. Did you ever fist pump after that really good punchline, or do an end zone dance
after I sold a ticket to a movie?
It stretched the credulity on that point, but.
Yeah, it's totally about the production of affect, right? That they hone in on that one just minuscule moment of triumph when you get a job and you realize, oh God, I can leave this one. But the whole job process is like jumping through a series of flaming hoops with crap on both sides. Right? You jump from one pile of crap to another pile of crap, and all the anxiety and the boredom and the waiting and the self-doubt and the just being abused by employers and all this sort of stuff is. Well, you can't show that. You just show that one moment of euphoria. It's like, yeah, I got a job.
Yeah, and clearly the people that were in the job they're going to didn't find it nearly as.
They've been there a while. Yeah.
So,
I wondered if this. I mean, the images are so powerful. This, of all the commercials that we've seen in a long, long time, this one seems to show just. Body kinesthetic, just the sheer joy of nonverbals, and it's so powerful. I mean, you may not remember what it is, but
I agree. Except that now that I found I didn't really know what was going on, that these were people that I either have to watch the commercials more or get some interns, I guess. But I was going to say that
you can't go wrong with interns.
It is incredibly powerful, good filmmaking because they never say all sorts of different jobs. They never say how happy you will be. It's very dry. And the message is really nonverbal, and it's very well done. It's a great commercial.
There's something very odd in the very end of it, though, which is that there's a guy sitting on a bench with 3 crash test dummies.
Right.
And you're sort of wondering, I hope the job he got or the job he's leaving had to do with maintenance. Well, we didn't get quite enough read on this one. We need a more human specimen in here. Bring in.
Economists often speak of work as a disutility, that it's a pain to be there. And, Monster's sort of promising that we're going to match with something that actually flows with your your love. I mean, some sort of not necessarily labor, then at least an activity. I mean, I drove a school bus for years because I liked being outdoors but warm and not having the boss around.
That's the promise, but you think of how Monster works. It's the most impersonal way of marketing yourself to an employer. I mean, you're just really a number. You're less than a person. You're not even really a proper resume.
And let me go back to this thing about most jobs. I mean, what Monster is promising people are careers. That think
They're
calling.
promising a whole life.
Yeah, a whole
vocation.
lifestyle. Calling that you'll really love. That most people want like money.
Yeah.
And then they want to leave the job at the end of the
And
day.
they're working to retire, not because they just want to have to keep.
Exactly.
It's time for our exit question. In what profession would celebrating at work be a bad idea, Margaret?
Undertaker.
Leola?
Executioner.
Oh, jeez. I don't know where to go from there, Sam.
In the NFL, it's a 15-yard penalty.
Chris?
Calisthenics instructor at a leper colony.
Or being Saddam's lawyer. Coming up next, the American Medical Association.